Pride Month has just wrapped up with widespread parades across the world. But this year, the parades took on a political flavour, with the participants swapping feathers and sparkles for Palestinian flags and anti-Trump garb.
We're here at the World Pride Parade with our keffiyehs, with our No Pride in Genocide messaging and our flags. And you can see the crowd everywhere is so supportive. The people across the world are with Palestine. They are not with the corporations. They are not with Israel. They are not with the U.S.-backed genocide. We say no pride in genocide. Queer liberation is a liberation for the Palestinian people. Just as we experienced today, it's been incredible. Free Palestine.
The Pride Parade in Ireland pushed the same message, with drag queens waving a Palestinian flag in front of a huge pride flag. And this continued throughout the world, with this woman in Paris holding a sign reading "Lesbians for Palestine." And these women in Toronto also sending a very confusing message. And again in Toronto, this group of queer women showed support for both Iran and Palestine with their banner. And in Budapest, the chief virtue signaller herself, Greta Thunberg, found something else to complain about. The professional activist condemned the attempt to ban the Pride March.
Today I am joining thousands of people in Budapest in Hungary who are defying Viktor Orban's desperate attempt to ban the Pride March. Pride is both a protest but also a celebration of love and who we are. This is yet another fascist attack on human rights, but you cannot ban love. So I hope to see you all on the streets.
But many commentators made the same observation. Why doesn't Greta go over to the Middle East and demand pride marches happen over there? This commentator said Greta at LGBT Pride in Budapest attacks Viktor Orban. Why doesn't she go to her Muslim friends in Palestine to march for LGBT? And commentator Avi Yamani agreed, saying Greta Thunberg lectures Hungary on LGBT rights, but somehow never finds time to march through Palestine demanding the same. Maybe because her beloved resistance would throw the pride flag and her off a rooftop, but do go on about human rights. And there's good reason these activists stay in Western nations to protest, because they aren't welcome in Islamic countries.
شعبنا الفلسطيني المسلم لا يرضى أن يكون لوطيا واحد يجاهر بفاحشته. هل ترضون أن يكون على أرض القدس وفلسطين لوطيا واحد؟ هل ترضون؟ ولا يرضى شعبنا أن توجد مؤسسات للفاحشة ومقدماتها على أرض فلسطين المباركة الطاهرة، ولا يقبل أن تمس أحكام الشريعة بنقص أو تبديل، ولا يرضى بالمناهج المناهضة لأحكام الإسلام. فاقتدوا يا مسلمون برسولكم صلى الله عليه وسلم، وضعوا تحت أقدامكم كل منكر وكل حرام وكل ما يخالف دينكم الإسلام.
But it seems the new Democratic nominee for mayor of New York City, Zoran Mamdani, doesn't follow his faith to the letter, with the 33-year-old Muslim politician seen jumping around the New York Pride Parade waving a trans flag despite his religion condemning it. This commentator questioned the move, saying, isn't all of this against his religious beliefs? This non-binary person realised a hard truth about being queer in the Middle East after trying to justify her Gays for Palestine stance.
Are you queer?
Yes.
Would you go to Israel?
I would go to Palestine.
Even though, wait, but if you went to Palestine, you'd be thrown off of a building.
I mean, Israel.
For being gay.
Think about it. Israel is Palestine. Not everyone knows that I'm gay. Like, I do understand as someone who is non-binary, it is hard. Like,
Yeah, are you non? Would you say you're non-binary?
Yeah.
Do you love Palestine?
Yeah, why not?
Even though you wouldn't be allowed to be yourself there?
I feel like they're not supposed to judge, even if they have a set mindset. It is actually very haram in the Muslim culture for them to judge, where even they themselves should know.
But there's not a single Muslim state where it's legal to be gay.
That is true. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And these activists started to come around when confronted with the truth about how gays are treated in Palestine.
Is there anywhere safe for people that are queer in the Middle East, anywhere?
I think in Palestine they would be safe.
In Palestine? Do you mind if I show you something? This is in 2022.
Is that what's going on in Palestine?
Yes. That is a gay man that's been imprisoned and is being tortured. Then his torso was decapitated. And this happened for the fact that it was his sexuality. Where would you guess that you would have certain liberties and said liberties in a democracy in the Middle East?
Hold on, it's kind of a... Wait, this one requires some thinking. Hold on.
Israel is the only country that you can actually... that has LGBTQ plus rights. The governing body of Palestine doing that to its own people is something that you can see, but
Yes,
it is
shown it
still
to me, yes.
more important to fight the Zionists.
No, I think it's important to fight both sides instead of doing that.